Hi everybody, thanks for stopping by the Tone Attic. I'm going to run a little Gary Moore today. I got a few questions. I'm going to try to kill two birds with one stone with this question. Somebody was asking about the Loner by Gary Moore and to set up the Marshall to sound like the Loner. I've been playing around with different guitars and different settings and different pedals, and I came up with what I think sounds the most like it. Actually, what sounds the most like it is the EVH, but I'm going to do that on another video. But this, as far as the Marshall goes and trying to get to his tone, I broke out the old Les Paul. This Les Paul has Seymour Duncan Pearly Gates pickups, which are a pretty high output. And so I'm going to show you what it sounds like. I don't have any pedals on over here right now. And for starters, when I'm setting up the Marshall, I usually put everything on 4 to get like a bass tone. So let's do that here. I'm going into the high treble side and jumper it over into the normal side, the dark side I call it. And I have everything on 4 on the 20-watt setting. I'm recording it with the SV20H and the VR1 ribbon mic. So this is what you get with no pedals. I'm going to also put a little reverb. So if I just run it everything on 4 with no pedals, it's going to come out pretty dry. So this is what it's going to sound like. So a lot of tone, but a little bit bland. That isn't what it sounds like. He's using a lot more gain than that. So I'll start by trying to get the best gain out of the amp. So I want that to sound the best, and then I put the pedals in from there. So for starters, I know I'm going to need some more presence. I'm going to move the presence up to say 6 or 7, 6.5. The bass I'll probably leave pretty close to where it's at 4. Gary Moore pushes, you know, I played in a metal band for many years and everybody scoops the mids. And that's fine for metal, but that isn't what's happening with Gary Moore. And a lot of players, if you really want to cut through the mix, you're going to want to push the mids. I'm going to set that way over somewhere around 7 or 8. I'm going to move the treble over. And let's push the high side of this because he played through the high channel, or basically a JCM 900. He played a JTM 45, I think, on a lot of these albums. Leave that right where it's at 4. Now let's see what we have. Volume all the way up. I'm playing on the lead pickups. So that's a lot better. You can hear it's wanting to bark through, and there's a lot more sustain. So now let's help it out a little bit. Let's give it a little bit. Let's start by just giving it some Hall of Fame reverb. I'm using a plate reverb, and it'll help to sustain quite a bit. And I got the decay set here at about 11 o'clock. The tone set at about 3. The level straight up, and I'm using the plate. So that helped it quite a bit. Now let's throw the tube screamer on. And actually, no, let's try the heavy hand side. The heavy hand is made to sound like a Marshall Blues Breaker. It sounds exactly like an old one. And Gary Moore used a Marshall Governor, which is very similar. So I think I tried them all. This one I thought had the best distortion sound like it. And so this is what we get when we turn that pedal on. Now we're going to help it out with my trusty TS808 tube screamer. I got the level set way high. I already have my distortion coming from the drive tone here, where I have that set. So I have the overdrive set low, and I have the tone set just about 3 o'clock. So now let's see what happens. This is what I think sounded the best.